Hi there. Today I'm reviewing the LEGO Monkey Kid Pigsy's Noodle tank set. This set retails for $59 USD and comes with 662 pieces, which on paper is great just looking at the parts per piece ratio. Now, let's go right on into the review. As I said before in the introduction, this is set 80026 Monkey Kid Pigsy's Noodle tank and it retailed for $60 USD. It comes with 4 minifigures, Tang, Pigsy, and 2 Speedy Panda minifigures. Now, the minifigure collection is quite lackluster. It originated in the Season 2 episode Sweet and Sour, where MK and Pigsy were fighting Jin and Yin as Speedy Panda. And interesting how MK, Jin, and Yin aren't in the set. It would have been very easy to include them too. We just got a Jin and Yin minifigure when the theme launched, and it could have been the exact same minifigure, and I would not complain. Instead, we get 2 random Speedy Panda enemies, not even like a delivery driver as well. Then we have Pigsy and Tang. As much as I am happy that we get Pigsy and Tang in sense, since they don't come in too many, MK was also in this episode quite a bit more than Tang. I would have preferred to see MK, but it's not a huge complaint. I'll go more in depth on the actual minifigures later, but let's go into the side builds. There is 2 side builds in the set, a Speedy Panda delivery drone and a tiny Speedy Panda mech. The Speedy Panda delivery drone is just a cute side build. It comes with a box that it's holding, but also has a little red pin, and if you push it, it falls down. But it is kind of tough sometimes. It sadly is not utilizing any new prints, but it has a little sticker showing it being angry. The next side build is actually quite a fun one. It has a mini Speedy Panda mech and has quite a bit of articulation. It's using mixel joints so its arms can move. One of its arms is supposed to be a ketchup flamethrower and the other is just a stud shooter, which is quite a bit more boring. The head is also rotatable so it can turn from happy to sad. I like how they make the mech angled by putting one small wheel at the top and a smaller one at the front. Overall, I'm quite happy with the side build, and while it doesn't have any new prints, it's pretty useful for kids to be able to play around with it. Now that we have reviewed the side builds, it's time for the main attraction. But before I do that, I have to ask you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My goal is to get 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and I would highly appreciate it if you do subscribe. Every subscriber does matter to me, and let's go back into the video. This is the main attraction, and I actually quite like it quite a bit. The overall aesthetic of it is very cool, but it actually comes with quite a few play functions. First of all, the torso can rotate, and it's utilizing quite an interesting building technique to do it. But you gotta get the set to see that. I really like how Pigsy's food station is up there, so he can cook some food whilst fighting to be in the fashion of Food Wars. It also comes with some stud shooters on its right hand, and it's good enough, nothing too special, except it kind of is. It's supposed to be the pig, the same pig that is on Pigsy's Noodle truck, which is nice since it means you can get the eye prints in another set too. The other hand is a 2 long Technic pin, so you can take the chopsticks from the back and connect them to the hands, and use those to battle too. The fridge can open up where there is a tile launcher and some food inside. You can put the food in the launcher and, well, launch it. But it's kind of hard to aim at anything, and a lot of times it gets shot in different directions. But luckily, it is connected by a simple Technic pin, so you can just remove it and set it up to be on the floor instead. I especially like the overall aesthetic of it, and how it kind of feels like an oversized ramen bowl. And I definitely can see many parts of a noodle truck in here, for good and for bad. This set feels like it could have just been an alternate build, and nobody would be complaining. But it's a different set entirely. Unfortunately, since it's supposed to have a lot of things from the truck, I feel like the designers didn't have a lot of creative leeway, and some aspects almost feel unnatural. I would have much preferred that we get something that uses newer ideas instead, but it's not too much of a big deal. There's one last play function in this set, and that is on the tank wheels. I actually like how they made it to use these pieces, as it feels so much more tanky and bulky. The play function is that whenever you move it, the spikes on the front go up and down. It's done by using a similar building technique as the Galaxy Squad Hive Crawler that I recently revealed, and many other sets too, so it's nothing too groundbreaking. but is nice nevertheless. Overall, it's not a bad build by no means. I would have much preferred that it does something newer, but I understand for plot reasons why they couldn't. It has some nice play functions, so I'm not complaining about its play features. They are the perfect ones needed to be able to play. I feel like the set would be a little bit more fun if it had another more groundbreaking function. Say it has a parts of the set that was meant to break off so you could play with it better. Now we have finished reviewing the main build, it's time to review the minifigures. I'm going to start off with the Speedy Panda mascot. This minifigure is using a new mold for the costume head and new torso and leggings. The head actually looks really good, and it works perfectly to represent the Speedy Panda mascot, and can be removed so we can see the face inside. But it isn't anything too insane. At least the head has two expressions, one being happy with a smile and the other one being scared. The torso design is perfect. If I think of a Speedy Panda mascot torso, this would be the exact thing I would think of. It doesn't have any arm printing, but I don't think it really needs any at all. I really like how it looks, and it feels like the mascot is just a cheap suit. You can see his normal outfit slightly peeking out at the top, and half the back is just opened up. The leg printing is decent, but since the printing is white on black, it doesn't look quite right. But since this set was from 5 years ago, I'm assuming they didn't have the technology to do it, but nowadays we do. That's all for this minifigure, so let's go into the next one, which is this guy. I'm going to be honest, I literally have no idea who this guy is supposed to represent. He was never shown in a show, and was definitely not in this episode, since we could have gone Jin and Yin, but whoever this is, he has a decent minifigure design. He has no leg printing and no arm printing, which is a shame because I feel like he needed arm printing, but it's not a huge deal. He has an exclusive head, which I feel is entirely unnecessary, since one side shows him being angry and the other side showing him being happy. His torso is also quite mediocre. I don't like it very much. It just feels quite plain and boring, and it feels like the design for him is rushed, which is such a shame, since it came with 2 new prints. Overall, this minifigure had the potential to actually be decent, but it got squandered. Now we can go into Tang. This minifigure actually has been involved in this set and the City of Lanterns. It's actually quite a perfect minifigure for the set. While it is inaccurate to the source material, I actually really like it. It shows his love for food, and he looks like he's just relaxing instead. He doesn't have any exclusive printing other than his torso, but they made him look great without it. He doesn't even need leg printing or arm printing, which is good he doesn't have it. It's honestly just perfect like this. Overall, this is an amazing minifigure and works perfectly for the set. On to the final minifigure, which is Pigsy. This minifigure is technically exclusive, but it doesn't have any exclusive elements, which means you could very easily put together this minifigure. However, it did introduce a new torso for the set, and honestly I feel like it was quite unnecessary. While I like when they introduced new minifigure parts for Pigsy and Tang, this was completely unnecessary. In an episode where he has to cook, they could have just used a chef outfit. While that would have been more inaccurate, it probably would have been better, so the budget can be attributed to other parts of the set, like making the set have more original functions. The mini-legs have been in 2 other sets from Season 1, the Demon Bull King and Monkey Kid Secret HQ, so it isn't exclusive at all. Overall, looking at this minifigure lineup, I'm quite disappointed. We get 2 random Speedy Panda enemies, where it would have been so much better to get a Jin and Yin minifigure, since they are exclusive to one set and it's pretty hard to find nowadays. I would have preferred to have an actual MK minifigure too, since he was the one that created this mech. But that's not too much of a big deal since, again, he's in other sets as well. Overall, the price for this set being at $60, I feel like it's perfect. It shouldn't be any less or more. I feel fine of paying $60 for a sizable build with 4 minifigures. I would rate this set a 7.3 out of 10, purely because its minifigure selection should have been much better, and some of the printing feels kind of off. And the main build doesn't have any new things, and could have been an alternate build and literally no one would complain. But it has some simple but fun play features, and as a result, it is quite playable. And now, we have finished up with today's review of 80026 Monkey Kid Pigsy's Noodle Tank. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and once again, if you have made it this far, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It genuinely means a lot to me, and subscribing shows that people watch my videos and hopefully take something away from it. That is all for this video, and goodbye.